Welcome, Chris, to Australia, land of free speech. Joining me is Billboard Chris. Chris, thank you so much for your time. What did yesterday tell you about Australia?
Well, I think, first of all, I love Australia. I love the people, and I get so much support out on the streets. People see a lot of the negativity because those videos go viral. But more than 90% of the people had a lot of love for what I was doing, and they support my mission to try to stop this child abuse. But there's certainly a bit of a nanny state going on in Australia. Censorship is much higher than back home in Canada, where I'm from. And we should be able to have conversations about anything in society. But when children are coming to permanent harm, those are conversations we especially need to have. And what was really telling about that incident yesterday was I was told I was the only person they have ever done this to on that public street in that foot traffic mall area. Yet all sorts of other people have held signs there. They don't do anything to them. Ultimately, this is because of my message, which is rather anodyne. It's not that offensive. I simply have a sign that says children cannot consent to puberty blockers, which is just about the most true statement you will ever hear.
And you weren't charged either. What does that tell you?
Right. So they did take off my signs. They forcibly removed me, and then they released me. Because I think, and I know this from experience, I've dealt with police probably 300 times. I know that the vast majority of them agree with me. There's no such thing as a child born in the wrong body. The positive message we should be sending is that our kids are beautiful just as they are. No drugs or scalpels needed. But I think these police officers felt they were in a bind and they didn't really have a choice but to support this lying council worker. So I'm a man of integrity, as I said in my video yesterday, and I couldn't in good conscience bow down to this overzealous use of authority. And I think we have to take a stand, and we have to stand up for what's right. And I'm here standing up for the kids. I'll be representing the truth in a hearing next week, a 5-day hearing for a single tweet. So this is a fight for freedom of speech for Australians. And I think it would be rather hypocritical for me not to stand up for freedom of speech myself when I'm out there on the streets.
In defence of the council worker, he might have had no option but to do what he had to do, and I don't think his heart was in it, so I'm not going to call him names at all. But here's the thing, to your point, pro-Palestinian protesters have held a sit-down in that very same mall that you were accused of obstructing traffic. They've even marched through it, causing all kinds of obstruction. You could barely move if you weren't part of that mob. None of them arrested that I know of. Do you feel picked on?
No, I don't have a victimhood mentality where I ever feel picked on. This is just the state of the world today. Sometimes things are upside down, and what is bad is labeled good, what is good is labeled bad, and that's the situation with this. A lot of people have been deceived. But I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I don't approach people. I stand there quietly. It's like fishing. I stand there and I wait for someone to approach me and have a conversation. I set up my tripod out of the way on the side by a pole. I stood there quietly. The council worker actually came up to me and he lied. He said that I'd been obstructing people's movement. He repeatedly said that I was infringing upon their movements. He said I'd stopped someone. But I record every minute of my time out there because I'm used to people lying about me. I also have to defend myself from attacks, and a camera is a good way to do that. But I'm just going to keep having one conversation at a time because it's working. And today I'm reaching millions of people every day, and we are putting a stop to this in various jurisdictions all across the globe.
Well, Chris, I really support you in this fight against the E-Safety Commissioner. She's been trying through some means that are, in fact, some criticised by tribunals, to stifle free speech on the internet. I think your case is an important one, and I'm glad that you've come back all the way from Canada to fight it. So we will be keeping a very close eye on that.